Howdy folks, and I hope you're all in the pipe 5x5 wherever you are in collecting land. And welcome back to the channel for another 1/6 scale figure preview. Well, not really one 1/6 scale figure, more like 3 or 4. Hot Toys have gone aliens crazy this morning, and they've just dropped one after the other, and I had to intervene at some point and make a video on this subject. So maybe some more have dropped while I'm talking to you. But yeah. What we've got so far, at least anyway, is the highly anticipated by Mr. Go Figure. We have the Alien Warrior version 2.0, and we have a new Ripley from James Cameron's seminal sequel masterpiece to Aliens, way back in, I think it was 1986. Was it 1986? It was. I'm getting old. But yeah, they finally dropped them on us to celebrate the 40th anniversary of that classic movie. They were threatening for a while. We saw a couple of teasers from the Hong Kong Comic Con, and that's a mouthful. But yeah, they have finally arrived for pre-order. So let's take a look at the pictures. But before we do that, I'd like to send an LV426 size shout out to everyone who supported the channel. And please drop a like and hype on this video, as it helps other people find Go Figure. And if you haven't already, be sure to mash that subscribe button and bell notification icon, so you're not missing any of the 1/6 scale reviews, previews, news, tours, showcases, and all that other good stuff that we've got coming up. So I've got to say, Mr. Go Figure is very, very hyped for these figures. As regulars to the channel will know, huge fan of the franchise, particularly the first and second movies, which I still think are the best and still stand up today as some classic science fiction action. So yeah, I am very, very excited for these figures. There are a raft of new ones that have been dropped, as I mentioned. We have a standard and deluxe Alien Warrior, and we have a standard, deluxe, and Artisan Ripley. We're only going to take a look at the deluxe version of the Alien Warrior and the standard and Artisan version of the actual Ripley figure, because there are so many similarities there and a shit ton of photos. We would be here all day if we looked at everything. So without further ado, let's dive in and take a look at the first shot. We're going to look at the Alien Warrior first, and I've got to say, first impressions are absolutely excellent. We've waited what seems like forever for Hot Toys to jump back into this IP, and it doesn't look like, at least anyway, from first impressions, that they've let us down. I've got the original here. This guy was released back in 2007 and is not without his issues, which we will probably get to at some point in this preview. But the first impressions of the 2.0 version are stunning. The proportions look absolutely nailed on. Screen accuracy looks there. The detailing looks phenomenal, far more detailed than this guy. The paint applications all look excellent. What we've got here is him creeping over a couple of alien eggs. And yeah, just absolutely chef's kiss to the replication of the Stan Winston upgrade to the alien that we saw in Aliens. The color looks right with that blue hue. I know they are going to announce a brown version of this as well. We've already seen a couple of teaser shots of that from Comic-Con. That may very well have gone up in the time it's taken me to actually shoot this video, but so maybe another preview coming up on that one. But this one, the blue version, looks stunning. Detailing far more complex than this guy. The proportions nailed on and the paint job looks great. On to the next shot. Side view here. Obviously we're going to be looking at a wired tail, as with all alien figures from Hot Toys. Hopefully it'll be a little bit better than this one. This one was pretty appalling. The wire was way too thick in there. Hopefully we'll be getting something a little bit more reminiscent of the Scorched Xenomorph from Alien Romulus, which is far more posable and a fantastic figure. And I'm hoping that they've used some of the materials and the construction processes from that in this, and not the same as this one. But yeah, detailing from the side looks great. That upgraded head sculpt there, the Stan Winston take on the Xenomorph itself looks phenomenal, with those ridges down the carapace, that spike section going on, that slight indentation there behind where the skull would have been in the original Xenomorph. The original Giga Xenomorph is done really, really well. Mouth looks great. Detailing looks absolutely on point. Those split rib sections in the arms and legs, the hands that were redesigned, so the digits were slightly different in the Aliens Xenomorph. They look to have been captured really well. Overall, yeah, it looks really good. Pipes at the back there, even down to these bladed sections that run from the elbow to the wrist, look like they've been captured really well. And herein lies a query for me, an issue. As we know, well, if you may not know, but if you don't have this figure, but the 2007 release was plagued with issues. Not least of those issues being the fact that it was all sort of one encased rubber body, if you can see this here, sort of like a hard plastic stroke rubber body with hard plastic chest section. And basically unposable. It's a miniature statue. If you have this figure, you'll know what I'm talking about. And those blade sections, because they're attached to the wrist and didn't move, meant that you got no articulation in the arms. The suit itself meant no articulation, particularly at the knees. Supposing this guy was damn near impossible. Hopefully Hot Toys will have overcome that. Be interesting to see how this is working, because the arms are quite bent there. On to the next shot. And I think we skipped one there, yeah? Next shot is him leering towards us in true alien fashion. And straight away, for me, the differences between this guy and this guy are obvious. The detailing in that abdomen section and in those arms is far more complex, far more HD, far more 4K. We're seeing the hands as well. We're seeing the multiple digits on the hands and that paint application. Mouth open here. We're looking at a slightly different mouth solution to the original. That was another one of the gripes with this guy. Just the one mouthpiece, not replaceable, with the rubber at the edges there, which just fell to pieces over time if you left the mouth open with the inner mandible sticking out. So Hot Toys have overcome that issue, but we'll get to that. And overall, yeah, just very, very good first impressions. Once again here, we've got him luring towards his potential victim, coming over 2 eggs. We will discuss those eggs, because this is the one thing that separates out the standard issue from the deluxe issue with the Xenomorph, is that the deluxe issue comes with one of these beautifully painted and beautifully sculpted Xenomorph eggs, and they look great. The colour looks right with that sort of muddy green. They've got that gloss wet look to them, that salmon pink opening at the top, so yeah, looking great. And we're getting hints of that base for the first time as well. But overall, yeah, that blue hue to the colour of the alien looks on point to me. That reflectiveness and that wet look have all been captured very well. But I've got some reservations about this body. And I can't see joints in these knees or in these elbows, which suggests to me we're using a seamless body. I've actually seen these photographs before, because I started this video and then had to re-edit it with another video because they were dropping so fast. But yeah, silicon body here. Now that's got Mr. Go Figure a little bit worried. Now, as much as I love silicon bodies, medical grade silicon bodies, they look fantastic, they look phenomenal. However, we all know that these crack, these split, these flake, these fall apart really, really quickly. And that's what the blurb says that Hot Toys have used here, is silicon. If these legs aren't jointed, or are jointed but are covered with silicon, we could have an issue here with this posability. And having a vanilla pose on a Xenomorph is not ideal, as I found out with this guy. We want to get them in action poses like they did with the Alien Romulus Xenomorph. So yeah, I've got some reservations here, but let's move on. We've got him in a Spider-Man pose, stuck to a wall. So the articulation is not a problem, but it's the longevity of that articulation. Cracking shot here, stuck to the wall. Once again, carapace looks great, as does the back piping, as does the detailing on that tail. Cracking shot, that one. On to the next. Clambering over some eggs. And once again, all looks brilliant in these shots, but my concern is for the longevity. Once again, I'm not seeing an external joint here on elbows or knees. Are we going to have that cracking issue? I suspect we are. And how have they overcome this issue with the blades on the elbows that I mentioned? These look slightly thinner than the ones that we see in the movie. They're screen accurate on this guy, but these look thinner. How is that going to work? Have they done these in medical grade silicon as well? Will these stretch? Because that will kill them instantly over time. Who knows? There is a shot later, we'll get to it. On to the next. Side shot, that classic side profile of the Xenomorph. looks phenomenal. I can't argue with this shot. Piping looks great, the detailing on that head sculpt, the neck area, the sort of fin at the back with the spikes on it, all look great. And we're seeing that mouth from the side as well, and they've got a mouth solution we'll get to. On to the next. Seeing the Ripley figure here for the first time, that will come into play shortly. But once again, side view here, we've got the mouth open. Now slightly, I could be wrong here, but these blades look slightly thicker. I think we're getting two versions. I think there are swap out arms with this one, pretty certain there are. So we're going to have a ball joint at the shoulder area here and be able to swap those arms out. On to the next. Small base, this one. It's got a small footprint, which is great if you've not got much acreage in your display, but can be a bit problematic, as we've discovered in the past historically with figures trying to get them into a dynamic pose. They have to have 1 foot on, 1 foot off. Can all be a bit of a ball ache, but it's always going to be a compromise. Too big, like the Scorched Xenomorph, is slightly too big in my opinion, and you've got an enormous footprint. Too small, and you've got this issue. But standard issue crotch grabber. Base itself looks quite good. You've got that nameplate on the front there. You've got the alien goo all over it, and this is what separates out the standard version from the deluxe version with the Xenomorph, is the alien egg. Deluxe version comes included, standard version no egg, but that egg looks great. Now looks like it slots in or clips into the back side of the base itself there, and I think it looks phenomenal. So yeah, deluxe version all the way for Mr. Go Figure. An instant PO for me with reservations. On to the next. Similar shot there, showing you how that egg interacts with the base there. And once again, we've got knees bent and elbows bent here. I'm concerned, as I mentioned before. Once again, on that base, leaning forward. Looks phenomenal in these photos. I can't argue with it. It looks superb. Once again, we've got another straight on shot. I do like these shots. I think these shots where we have him in that sort of almost mythic appearance that sort of characterizes Giger's original artwork for the alien, which obviously preceded both movies, and he often put the aliens into these sort of lowered head artistic type poses, which gave them an aura of menace and mythology, which I love. Great pose, that one. And once again, elbows at a 90-degree angle. Next one, action pose here, stepping forward. Look, great to see they've got the screen accuracy with those feet right, with that pin at that sort of talon thing at the back there. Hands look in proportion. I'm assuming we're getting multiple swap out hands. Great shot, this one. Loving this a lot. Mouth open here. Now I believe that there are 3 interchangeable mouth plates for this guy, but we'll see those later on. Yeah, here we go. Straight in. Now I've got to mention at this point, there were a few. I love the Alien Romulus Scorched Xenomorph, don't get me wrong. However, there were a few niggles for me. Number one was removing that mouth plate, the interchangeable mouth plate. You had an opening one and a closing one, not dissimilar to this. Rubber perishing issues are always going to be a problem with that. But you also got a magnetic clip-in change-out mouth plate as well. Unfortunately, on my version, it didn't quite line up with the carapace here, and there was a little bit of a gap, and I know other collectors had that issue as well, so hopefully Hot Toys will have addressed that issue. But what we're getting here, rather than a open and closing mouth and one swap out mouth plate, three fully swappable mouth plates, which I think is a great idea. Should have been done originally with this guy. Hopefully it will be slightly improved. So we're getting a closed one, an open one, and an open one with the inner mandible protruding as well. Don't know whether that's already fixed in place or whether you use the magnetic doohickey that we've seen with the others, with the Scorched Xenomorph. Who knows? But I think it's a much better idea to go with interchangeable mouth plates than the silly idea of having rubber on the cheeks here, which is going to fall apart. And then some of the detailing that we've already talked about here. We've got the piping on the back, looks great. The feet look great. Detailing on the abdomen section, if Mr. Go Figure's fat head is not in the way of the shot. Detailing of the chest, which I'm going to assume, like this guy, is done in hard plastic. And we're seeing those arms as well. Now we're going to get to these arms because it's another puzzling factor here. We're seeing the side shot on the left as well there. The arms are interchangeable, as we mentioned before, so you're getting 2 pairs of interchangeable arms. Now, there are some slight differences here, as you can probably see in these shots here. And the ones on the left look far more screen accurate to me, with that split from the elbow to the wrist area with that ribbing showing. Whereas this one here looks less screen accurate, but looks like it might be the posable one. So maybe some of these arms are posable and some of them aren't. Maybe that is a joint in that dark area there that we can see. I'm not quite sure how Hot Toys have worked this. Not entirely happy with this blade that runs down to the wrist area. As you can see, I don't know whether the camera's picking this up, but they got it right with this first one. It's quite a thick blade if you know the movie and the Xenomorph. Here it looks thinner. I can't help but suspect that they have made this, as I said before, out of silicon as well, in which case it will literally fall apart in a matter of hours if you hold it in a dynamic pose. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to get this guy in hand and see how this whole thing works, but I'm not convinced. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hear medical grade silicon, my heart sinks. Not appearance wise, but longevity, as we've mentioned. So yeah, we mentioned this as well before. The deluxe edition, you get this egg. If you're just picking up the standard version, you're going to get this base that you can see here. But you know, I'm all in with the eggs. You can't have enough alien eggs in my world. That's just me. But yeah, it looks beautifully sculpted and painted. And obviously proportions. Now, I've mentioned this before on numerous occasions, probably a crack record on this one. Back in the day there, the Hot Toys figures were ever so slightly smaller. Over the years, they got up to full 1/6 scale, but yeah, you put an old early 2000s figure up against a modern figure and you'll see that there is a size and scale discrepancy. They've addressed that here, which is great to see. So on the right here, you've got this guy, and on the left, you've got the new version. Which is slightly taller. I'm assuming this is the brown alien on the left here, which is going to be ever so slightly smaller as well. Who knows? But that's 826. This is 898. So yeah, that could very well be an older version as well. Don't quote me on that. I don't have them all in the collection, but the scale differential here is visible between both of these guys, and yeah, far more 1/6 scale on the left than this guy. So it'll match up with the new Ripley figure as well, and we can see the scale difference there in the side shot and in the rear shot as well. And as always with Hot Toys, we get an all shot at the end. Nothing we haven't already talked about, other than the fact that you're getting 8 hands here, so you're getting 4 pairs of interchangeable hands, which is great to see, and obviously the alien egg interchangeable mouth plate and everything else we've already talked about. So that is the Alien Warrior. Yes, instant pre-order for Mr. Go figure, but with some major reservations regarding this body. But what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section below. So onwards and upwards and on to the Ripley. Now, as I mentioned before, 3 versions of Ripley. You've got the standard, you've got the deluxe, and you've got the artisan. We're just going to look at the standard and the artisan because the deluxe version is pretty much the same story as the Alien Warrior here. The only difference between the standard and the deluxe is that attachable alien egg. But we'll look at the sculpted hair version first. And I'm going to have to mention it straight away. Let's talk about the elephant in the room here, that head sculpt. There is something wrong here for me. Instantaneously, I only saw these photos 5 minutes ago. That head sculpt is off. It really is. I've got the original Ripley here from the 79 Alien. I think this is more accurate, but let me know what your thoughts there. As far as the pulse rifle goes, let's skip on here. As far as the outfit goes, those blue sort of cargo pants, the boots, the proportions are great. The dirty t-shirt, the bandoliers, the pulse rifle, everything nailed on here. But something is rotten in Denmark with that head sculpt for Mr. Go figure. But let me know what you think when we've had a closer look. You're getting the flame effects with the pulse rifle, which is not something I tend to use in displays. It's that sort of that resin material, that coloured resin material. Doesn't always work for me, that. I think it looks a little bit naff sometimes, but yeah, it's an option if you want to use it. Pretty much the same base here as the Alien Xenomorph, so we've repurposed that with the egg again. Although that egg does look a little bit on the large side. compared to Ripley there. Some scale, some proportion issues there, but standard issue crotch grabber on that base. And as I say, everything from the neck down is working for me here. On to the next. Action pose there, highlighting those flames, looks great. As I say, I cannot argue on anything above the neck here. I think it all looks nailed on. Cracking classic pose there of holding the flamethrower and pulse rifle lashed together. Even down to the boots here. I'm going to lean in here. Yeah, it's got Reebok on there. Thank you, Lord. None of this Ripley ridiculousness. We've actually got Reebok, the Reebok license going on here, which is a step in the right direction. That body, seamless once again. Are you going to suffer with the cracking and the splitting? More than likely. On to the next. Clutching the pulse rifle and flamethrower again. We've got the watch there, the detailing on the watch, the bandolier with the grenades in there, looks great, can't argue with that. Really everything here, as I say, neck down, is on point. On to the next. Another great pose there, really can't argue with these. Two eggs either side and Xenomorph in the background, cracking shot. There are some shots where it looks better to me, it looks more like Sigourney Weaver, but then there are others where it just looks totally like it's gone south. Classic pose amongst the eggs there, and another one amongst the eggs with the warrior approaching. Shot from sort of between the legs of the Xenomorph there, looking very good, other than what's happening with that face. Close up now. I've only seen this. This is only the second time I've seen this, and I've perused it, and I've got the Prime 1 and Blitzway Ripley, which I think is quite possibly the best Sigourney Weaver aliens head sculpt I've ever seen. And I've sort of compared the two. To me, the lips are right because Sigourney Weaver has a slightly less full lips. Is it the bone structure? Because she's got quite distinctive bone structure. The cheeks look right, maybe a little bit too much weight around the cheek areas. The eyes, is it the eyes? Are they too close together? They're the right shade, they look super glassy, and no doubt it's the purse system. So yeah, but there's something off there. And I'm not 100% sold on this sculpted hair either. It looks good, you get the individual strands and the colour, but it looks a bit too thick, if that makes sense. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Another one here from a slightly different angle. It's almost there, this head sculpt in some shots, but there's something not quite right for me. The bandoliers look great, the t-shirt looks great. That's slightly better at that angle, I think. Whether it's down to a lighting issue, I don't know. But yeah, purse system, as we've already mentioned as well. And some battle damage on the cheek area, that left cheek area, which is screen accurate. Can't argue with the pulse rifle, that looks spot on. Colours are right, scale's right. The fact that it's got an interchangeable magazine, yeah, removable magazine, yeah, usual suspects here from Hot Toys. And the all shot as well. As with the Warrior, we've got 4 pairs of interchangeable hands. We've got the wristwatch here, we've got the base, all the stuff that we've already talked about. Just that head sculpt. On the left here, it looks off. On the right here, slightly less off. So maybe it's just me, maybe it's an old man in these glasses, but let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. So that's the standard issue, which turns into a deluxe issue when you add the egg with the sculpted hair onto the artisan version. Now, this looks even more off to me. Now, please feel free to correct me if I'm getting this wrong. That hair doesn't look right to me. The way it interacts with the head sculpt, there's something wrong again. Not sure what it is. It might be the hair on both of them that's causing me issues, but that hair just doesn't quite look right. Once again, it looks too thick. The colour's right, the style is pretty much right, but not 100% convinced there. And yeah, these shots vary with the Artisan pre-order photos. You've got more of the Xenomorph in the background there. Good shot there. Next one, once again, she's clutching the satchel, and I'm going to assume that's canvas. And just looks right. I can't fault anything about the figure itself. It's just the head sculpt. Yeah, it's back again. It's really starting to annoy me, as you can probably tell. Great photos, and I'm just foxed as to why Hot Toys have not nailed this head sculpt. They've had plenty of practice. Okay, it's been a while since they've visited the IP, but in my opinion, in 2026, they should be nailing this on, and this isn't nailed on. Cracking shot there, action shot of the Xenomorph lunging for her there. All looks present and correct. Interaction with that base, great. Even though that egg is slightly oversized for her. Another one with the flame effect there, looking great. Articulation looks on point. Can't fault any of these photos. Let's zip through them. Yeah, and there's plenty of them. Arms folded there. That'll last 5 minutes. On to the next, clutching the pulse rifle again, and another one with the pulse rifle. All look very, very good. The physique's nailed on, the outfit's nailed on. There's just something not right with that head sculpt for me. Another one there, clutching the bandolier. Another close-up. Obviously now we're looking at the fine detail. The skin tones and textures are great. As I mentioned, the eyes are as well. There's just something wrong there. It's driving me up the wall, as you can probably tell. Need to go and study some photos and try and nail this down. I think maybe those eyes are off. Those eyes are off, and I think when combined with the hair, that's what's doing it for me. Another one there, still the same problem. That chin doesn't look quite the right shape. She has a pronounced chin. Something wrong here. Purse system, as we mentioned before with the previous figure. Once again, the pulse rifle is nailed on for me, and as with the standard issue, you can get a deluxe version, and you can upgrade the Artisan version to a deluxe version with the addition of the egg. They couldn't make it any more complicated if they tried. The all shot at the end. Nothing we haven't already covered, folks. Pretty much everything is there. We've got some shots on the right hand side. Once again, my head will probably be in the way. So there you have it, folks. That is Hot Toys' take on Ripley and the Aliens Xenomorph from the classic movie Aliens. What are your thoughts on this? I think these two figures are going to court a lot of controversy. For me, they were both going to be an instant pre-order. I think I will still pre-order both, but with reservations attached. I would like to see Hot Toys rework this head sculpt, particularly the Artisan version. There is something wrong there for me. The Xenomorph as well, I am concerned, as I mentioned before, about that silicone body, but what are your thoughts? Are they an instant PO for you? Are they a pass for you? Are you a fan of Aliens? Are you a fan of the Alien franchise? Are you a fan of Hot Toys? Nothing is off menu. Please drop a comment in the comment section below. I'd be fascinated to hear your take on this. Is this working for you? Has Mr. Go Figure got it completely wrong? So I suppose that about wraps it up for this preview, folks. Slightly longer than usual, but we've had a lot more to look at. What have we got coming up on the channel? Well, there's plenty more 1/6 scale figure reviews, previews, news, tours, showcases, and all the rest of it. So as I mentioned at the top there, be sure to mash that subscribe button and bell notification icon so you don't miss any of it. And I suppose all that remains for me to say is from myself, from Ripley, and from the Aliens Xenomorph, a massive thank you for watching as always, and until next time on the channel, take care of yourselves and happy collecting.